Elly Gross, my mother. My mother had me soon after she returned from the concentration camp. She was 15 when the Hungarians and Germans took her away. She came home after the terrible ordeal to find her parents and her brother gone. She returned to her home to find it occupied by strangers who proceeded to chase her away. Mom dreamed of going to school, but she needed to find a home. She met my dad, who was 8 years older, and got married. She skipped her teenage years. She never had time to develop into an adult. She struggled together with her new husband, also a survivor, to forget and to start a new life. My father was a farmer before the war, but when the communists took over, he had to give his land to the collective and take a government job in the next village. He was always at work, and Mom was lonely and kept me close to her. I was her ray of sunshine, her beautiful, bright little doll, the doll she was unable to have as a child. She spoiled me. I got the best toys my parents could afford, the only tomato in the house, the prettiest clothes that could be found. At the same time, Mother wanted me to be strong, to know about life. She wanted me to read at 4, learn to sew at 5, and be able to cook when I was 6. I was sick a lot, and our village did not have a doctor. The school had only 4 grades, which were taught by one teacher in one large room. Mom was determined to move to the city where there were better schools and good medical care, but the Communist Party forbade anyone to move there unless he or she had a house and a job. After my brother was born and I once again became ill, Mother somehow managed to get a job in the city. We moved to the house my parents were building there, but only one room was finished. Dad had to stay behind another year until he was able to get a job as well. I always remember Mother striving to achieve her goals and never taking no for an answer if there was any stone left unturned. I don't remember at what age I became aware of the horrible ordeal my parents had gone through during the Holocaust, or at what age I saw the first book describing those horrible experiences. I just know that at some point in my life, my mother showed it to me and explained why she did not have her parents or her brother. It was a while before I understood that she felt guilty because she was unable to save her young mother. Mother had few friends. They were all survivors and all older than her because she was one of the youngest who survived the camps. I was amazed that all these survivors managed to function, have children, go to the theater, care about life after the ordeal they went through. There was always the shadow of anti-Semitism around us. Our house had to be spotless. Our appearance had to be neat. We did not want to literally be dirty Jews. I also felt the need to make amends for my parents. I needed to help around the house, and I had to be a good student. They had suffered enough. Later, my family moved to the United States, and Mother went to do the things that survivors do. Together with my father, she achieved the American dream. Mother got a high school education, helped my father build a business, buy a house and a car. Her children went to college and started successful careers. She had grandchildren who in turn went on to good colleges and are starting great careers. Mother got a college degree at the age of 69. She was one of the oldest in her classes. Now she had found her purpose in life. She will not let people forget the atrocities. She will teach young people that prejudice of all kind is wrong. Teach that discrimination and violence is wrong. She went on the March of the Living with young people several times. She travels to schools all over the country to speak to students and writes books to convey her message. My mother, Elly Gross, is not only a survivor, She is also an achiever. Agneta White. Miracles helped me survive. I'm convinced that my survival to the Holocaust is because of a chain of miracles. I do not consider myself special, but without these miracles I would not have survived. I would have perished with all the other children of my age. I survived by these miracles. I was blonde with blue eyes and white skin. Hungarian law forbade Jews to travel, but every Sunday I secretly traveled by train to Margita to pick up food from an aunt and returned home to Simlo, Slovenia at night. No one had ever asked me, "Why are you traveling?" In the ghetto of the Sihi, which held more than 7,000 inhabitants, 4 were ordered to peel potatoes. I was one of them. I had plenty of raw or boiled potatoes to eat. Whenever we left the ghetto, we were strip searched. I would hold my pocket knife tightly. I was never caught. On our arrival to Auschwitz-Birkenau, Dr. Mengele directed me to the right at the last second. Tragically, my mother and brother were not directed to the right. At Auschwitz-Birkenau, Block 20, my group stood in knee-high rainwater. Assisted by luck, I was transferred to Block 18 to be with my cousins. I passed out the next day at roll call, but an angel held out her wings. Dr. Mengele did not notice me. I was taken inside. I ate potato peels mixed with sand from a garbage pile. It filled my empty stomach, but I did not get sick. My tummy was enlarged. At the next selection, Dr. Mengele pointed it out, but he let me go with the others whose lives were spared. In the factory, a German Meister risked his freedom and brought me salt to stop my gums from bleeding. When I coughed and was ill with high fever, another miracle happened. With a blanket on my back, a German officer didn't beat me for not obeying orders. I was sick and yet not shipped away because I was blind. While on the train returning home, a Russian soldier tried to drag me away. To him I looked German because I was blonde. I got away and I hid under a bench behind others' legs. No one on the train betrayed me. I escaped. By a chain of miracles, my life had been spared. One last miracle should have come, but it did not. If only another member of my family would have survived. I was alone. Both my parents and my brother had perished. There was no one to love and protect me, no one to provide a home for me. Elly Berkowitz Gross.